except for what we know for NXT, what they are like at NXT, but they're like they're like different characters on the main roster. It's obviously that they don't understand the characters from NXT. So now instead, let's just book them in matches that basically have no consequences. There's no percussion. There's just like, okay, they're winning. Why should the casual audience be invested in these characters? They do it with a lot of the NXT call-ups.
This is how I see this. Okay, when the news came out that Vince McMahon wanted these guys to fail, everybody in the IWC, everybody over here, all three of us were like, uh-oh. Okay, so yeah, they're in a tag team right now. They're also doing it up in NXT now. Because I believe Aleister Black and Ricochet are doing the Dusty Classic. I believe they're doing that. My thought is this, okay? Vince McMahon wants to prove Triple H wrong. I was thinking that he was just gonna have them lose. It doesn't fit with they still have the mannerisms. They still are basically themselves. Ring-wise. We haven't had a chance to hear them speak. I don't need to hear them speak right now. They're getting good time in the ring. They're getting exposure. And the crowd, other than the one that no one wants to speak of ever again,
freak occurrence,
is behind them.
Not even so. Even on these shows, they didn't really get that much, other than the Ricochet high spots.
But
which is the casual audience reaction. It's like, we like high spots. We like high spots. We don't know who these characters are, but we like high spots.
Yeah, I'm not worried about these guys yet.
Neither am I.
They're in a tag team, and that's not where we want them to be. But you know what? I'm not worried about these guys until they start getting treated like Dillinger, and I don't think it's going to go that far.
Absolutely not.
If they start getting treated like Dillinger and Rude, then I'll get worried. But as of right now, I'm not. They're getting exposure every week. They're winning. They're as much as it's Shinsuke Nakamura, and as much as he doesn't really matter right now, he's still with he's still a name. Okay, and they're getting pinfall victories over these guys. So I'm not worried yet until they start losing.
But they're also getting pinfalls over guys that even WWE's lack of pushing, the Revival yes, they just won the tag titles, but they only have the tag titles so they don't leave. And they have Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev, who we really haven't seen anything. So these wins are meaningless.
Let's give them more than 2 weeks before we start going, oh shit, WWE's doing it again. Let's give them more than 2 weeks. As of right now,
check the payoff.
As of right now, not too worried. We'll see how it goes in the upcoming weeks.
Because I need more than just matches. I need story.
More segments, more to go on.
We need...
Because let's face it, these guys also don't have a show yet. They've been on every show.
They're going to end up in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Because it's basically been confirmed they're not going to have a show until after WrestleMania. It's been confirmed that all the NXT call-ups are going to go on every show up through WrestleMania. So they're going to be in the... So, yeah. I don't need them to have a feature match on WrestleMania in their first month of the company. First year, yes. First month, would it be awesome if they got on the main show and actually had a big time feud? Yes, but okay, 2 months in, I don't need it. I just need build them up enough so that the crowd does give a shit about them, and then after WrestleMania, put them in main storylines.
So how does this translate to what you thought of this week in wrestling?
Yeah, for Raw SmackDown, I'm choosing both.
I actually agree. Raw brought the emotion. SmackDown brought the wrestling. Put them both together. I'm not even thinking about the bullshit that did happen on Raw. It gave me what I needed in terms of emotion. What it promised. It promised Roman Reigns. It promised Ric Flair. And those segments delivered. Most of the time what they promised does not. So Raw gave me the emotion. SmackDown gave me the good wrestling. I'm happy. Both shows did it for me this week.
I'll tell you what. I'm actually going to be the one to plant my flag in the sand here. I'm going to go with Raw. Even if you completely take out the whole element of Roman Reigns coming back, which you could do, there's still the return of Batista, the bait and switch, which we thought we were going to get. And ultimately, I was very satisfied with the wrestling that we got. Was it flawless? No. But then again, to get the quality that we got on Monday Night Raw, comparatively speaking, was a treat, and there was far more good than bad this week in my eyes. SmackDown was very good, very polished. There was a lot to like, but there was still, I don't know how quite to put it, but on Raw there was a lot more filling in the cracks than there normally was, at least in the past few weeks. So, yeah, I'm going to have to break the mold here and say Monday Night Raw.
I will say, with the whole emotion, SmackDown gave just as much emotion, but storyline-wise, with Kofi Kingston. Like, I feel like...
Yes.
But
that wasn't a surprise to me. Like, as like you said, as soon as the thing was made... Yeah.
Raw gave me the holy shit yays. I never get that out of Raw. That's it.
You knew that Kofi is being set up in a prime spot to wrestle for the title at WrestleMania. You could guess. You could project what could possibly happen. Ain't nobody seeing Batista coming back. Nobody saw that coming. Everyone thought it was going to be Ronda. Everyone thought it was going to be Becky. Nobody called Batista. They even called Roman being cleared again. Ain't nobody calling Batista, and the matches in between, I liked them. So, that's why I'm going with Raw. But anyway, despite us being probably the most divided we've been in quite a long time on SmackDown vs. Raw, you've heard what we think. Now we're turning it over to you, our listening and viewing audience. Join the conversation. Let us know what you think. Who had the stronger show? Which was your biggest moment, non-Roman wrestling moment of this past week? Let us know all across the internet, whether it be a YouTube comment, a Facebook post. You can find us all across the internet, including, of course, on the Twitter machines for a little conversation in a much more intimate setting, if you will. So, of course, you can follow us all across Twitter, starting with our main account at ScholarsOW. And you can also find us at our own personal Twitter accounts. Tark, where can they reach you?
You can reach me at The Avataric.
Brian, where can they reach you?
You can find me at Atomic Beanpool.
And you can find me at I'm Robbie Rage. Join the conversation, let us know what you think and what's going to happen next. Because let's face it, the conversations we have in the wrestling world can be some of the most fun you can have when you're not actually watching wrestling. But anyway, we're only a week away from Fastlane. I don't know why
the pay-per-view that nobody cares about.
What is it, only 4 matches that are announced?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
So, I know this is a dumb question. We're not, no title defense at Fastlane.
I'll save that for the prediction show. See where the prediction show goes.
Ooh, mysterious.
Oh, boy.
But anyway, you know what's coming next, and most of all, you know who we are. We are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled.
You're welcome.
See you next week for Fastlane.